Hi, I'm Greg and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about how I like to compose music. We are going to be composing a piece of music to go from this to this. Stay tuned. We will be using the Sibelius notation software. Okay, so again, this is just a blank palette. I don't know what is all going to actually stay and what is actually going to go, but I wanted to just come here and we're going to just start. I just want to put a double bar line. I like to do that. So I'm just trying to come up with another idea. Well, let's just do an improv on this. So if I hit record, it should give me a 6-beat count off. Okay, and as you see, it kind of looks like gibberish. So we want to quantize this. I'm just highlighting all of that. From here, I come up into this little search bar, Re-notate, performance. You just type in the first couple letters, it'll come up, is what I'm looking for. Let me just change this first and see if I can show you. And I want to just change this to 16th notes. Hit OK, it's going to rewrite it, and it looks a little bit better. But it didn't start it on the downbeat. As you can see, I'm an 8th note off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and go here. Now I'm going to copy that, and now I'm going to click the first 8th note and I'm going to paste it. Now it put it at the beginning of the beat. So let's just listen to what that sounds like from this point here. Okay, so I kind of like that, but I want to fix some things, and I want to elaborate on just this little motif. So this opening question answer I like this a lot. But this right here, I want to come right here on the downbeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of that. I'm going to hit copy. Now it's in a queue. What I'm going to do is hit delete, and then I'm going to hit the beginning bar here and paste it. So now it repastes it, but it's got some crazy ties and whatnot. So let's just go ahead and re-notate. So this one, I could just change this to a quarter note by hitting a quarter note, and that's what I was kind of hoping that it would do. Sometimes you have to use this. This keypad here, by the way, is a very, very handy thing to use. This, I want this to be dotted quarter. And let's copy that. And let's change that to just a quarter because I want that to be a breath. And that's going to be tied. And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to change that note to a dotted quarter. And this way it's going to kind of hold all of that throughout the whole measure. I'm going to change that to let it breathe and then tie that. This is an 8th and an 8th, so that should just be a quarter. And this should be a dotted quarter. Let's see what this sounds like now. So it kind of slows down here. I would obviously write in a rallentando or retard, and then I'll bring it back to a tempo at this point. But I may not even want this here. I might want it to occur a little further. I want to develop these first two, and then I want to take these 2 bars and expand on them. But before I do that, I want to create some bars. So just a word of caution, you have to highlight the bar line in the previous bar before where you want to add a bar. It's just one of them Sibelius things that you have to do. So you could do it that way and do that 4 times, or you can just come here and hit multiple and hit 4, and it'll add. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I want. I don't want these 3 bars here. So you can just hit delete. Yeah, you hit delete. Yeah, get rid of those three. All right, so now we have the 4. Now I want to take these 2 bars and expand them. So I'm going to copy them here. Now I want to do something to these. I don't want to just hear the same thing. So there's some really handy tools up here. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's retrograde. Let's keep the rhythm, but just retrograde the pitches. So all these pitches are going to be backwards now. All right, let's just see what that sounds like. And maybe it... Okay, interesting. Let's hear what it sounds like in context. Okay, I kind of like that, but maybe before we do that, let's develop this a little bit. So here we go. I'm going to just add a couple more bars because now I'm got another idea, and a lot of times that's what happens. This will spark other ideas. Da, 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 da. I want to take that progression and move it up. And move it up and let it build in intensity a little bit. So I hit Command C and Command V to paste it. Now these are the passages. I want to take these now. Shift T gives you the transpose window. And I want to take this up a minor third. Okay, let's see what that sounds like. That might sound interesting, and I got another idea. So here it is in context. And now, so now we're going to take half beats. We'll take from here to here, just that much now. Copy it. Start it at the beginning of this measure. Okay, and let's transpose that up. This time only a half step. Let's take that, start it right there, and let's transpose that up. I don't want to miss 7. Let's just take it up another 7. And then we only have a beat to work with, or from here. We're getting some crazy sharps and flats too, and I'll show you a quick way that we can fix that. And let's see if this will let me just, yeah, okay, and let's just take that up another half step. And that'll take us into this section. Okay, and it's looking kind of crazy, but let's just listen first. Okay, I would probably rework some things. I don't think I like it as much as I thought I would like it. And I think maybe a quick way that we can fix this is take this tie off, and we're going to change this note, something over here, like this, because I like it because it has this chord, this interval in it. So I'm going to take these 6 notes right here, copy them, come over here, and I'm going to paste them, but I want them to be in the register. I just hit Command arrow down, that takes them down an octave. But before I do anything, let me hit Q and grab a bass clef. And, well, I didn't want it to go there, guys. I wonder if I messed anything up now. Oh, here's the 16th. Yeah, we want to continue that. So you got a C, D, E, F, G, A flat, which is this A flat. And then you have these Ds. I guess they're tight, but they're okay there. I want to run a plug called Simplify Accidentals. And I want to run it on these ones that we started transforming because they're starting to get really weird. So maybe just these ones here. So if I go simplify, here it is here, accidentals, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so it just corrected that. And it, instead of double flats and some crazy things like that, it's respelling the enharmonic spelling, I guess. So I like this idea here. Okay. And I want to take this now and I want to replace that note with these notes. I am temporarily going to remove this tie. Now I'm going to repeat the same process, just taking those notes, copying them, and then it should just replace them there. All right, I just don't want to copy this. I want to transform it. This time, let's do something here. Let's just get this in more. I want to rotate the pitches. What this does is it's going to rewrite the selection so the pitches are shifted to the right by one note. So this note will become this note will become this note, and so forth. So if I run the plug, there it is. Slightly different. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, I like it because it's different, but I also want to make it go up a half step to follow along with what we were doing before. Okay, and now we just want to repeat that process. This one, I'm going to do the same thing from here to here. Copy those, click them here, paste them there, take them up another half step, and then as a final touch, I want to take them and rotate those another to the right. And now I need to fix all the harmonic spelling, so let's simplify the accidentals on that, and that looks better. Now we have a progression that started off and it's developing and it's moving and building in intensity. And this is kind of how I like to compose. Let's just see what we got right now. I think what I want to do is add something here now that I know what I think. Yeah, I want to keep this. So let me just move these measures out of the way, copy them. Let's just put them down here, well far out of the way. I'll show you what I have in mind, and then I'll try to record it. Oh, I should have had the record button on that one. That sounded pretty cool. All right, a little different than what I did the first time. And you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Let's just re-notate this, and then I'm going to give you some concluding thoughts on this little demonstration of how I like to compose. There's a couple other things I think I need to explain. These notes here with these ledgers in particular. Okay, two things, and then maybe we'll conclude this video. First, see how these ledgers go way up here. And that was because obviously I was playing down here. And I all of a sudden switched way up here and started playing. Okay, no big deal. This isn't how it would look on a sheet of music if you did that. We would have to, I can see that I want to preserve down here. So I need to put a bass clef in here, and then we can change this to a treble clef. But before I do that, I don't have a lot of room on the staff. I want to maintain 3. So let me just fix that first. I'm going to take these 3, highlight it, and put them as 3 stabs. We can then just take these 4 and make these all one system. So there's an easy command, Shift Option M will create a system for whatever you highlighted. So the Q, get the treble clef. I could put it right here, and it would also give me a reminder here that it's going to change. So that looks better on the page now. You don't have notes with massive amounts of ledgers. Up here, there's the only way that you can get around this is by taking this and this, and you can take it down an octave and then hit L for line, and then you want to find this OV, and that's another way that you could write the same thing. Now when I play it this way, it's playing it in the position where I wrote it. But when I actually move it back and play it with the AI, it'll play it up in that upper register. So you heard that real high. And that's another way of keeping notes from things like this. See, here's another one of them as well, real easy. Just hit this. And even though that it's that, I know because I'm going to change it by this one. It's this. I start with 2/16, the eighths, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to make this a group of like an odd number, like 7. Okay. So it sounds like I'm getting faster and faster. The easiest way to do that is hitting Command 7. And that's going to create a tuplet of 7. So now when I didn't want to do that. Let's see what that sounds like. Ba-da-da-da-da. I like it to go da-da-da-da right here. So again, I'm just going to change the rhythm first. Let's just hit, this is a 3, which is a triplet, so it's Command 3. That creates the triplet. All right, and now these 3 should be up a half step. Well, I mean, the easy way to do that is just take it up, make this a natural, and then make that a flat. So now it's, all right, let's see what that sounds like from here. Okay, let's just make this a dotted quarter. Let's make this a dotted quarter. And let's get these guys put them here. And let's take those up a major second. Because I have an idea what I think I want this to sound like. Now I want to just eliminate these bars so that it'll start another little progression. So if I take it again from here. Okay. Well, that's how I like to compose. The more things that you have available, the better. Sometimes I like to just sit at the piano and just play ideas and then use paper and pencil, jot them down, and then bring the paper, set it down here, and start trying to get it onto the final product. And then once I get the editing process to make it sound musical, I'll take this info and import it into my DAW, which I like to use Pro Tools. And then from there, it's much easier for me to manipulate the sound recording end of it. What am I losing? I hope not. Well, I guess that was it. So if you're still recording, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate that you guys tuned in. Hope you like it. Yeah, this is how I like to compose music. See you guys on the next one. Hi, I'm Greg and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working in Sibelius, working on some piano pieces. Let's fire that up. And I want to, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'll be honest with you. I really just want to have some fun. It's been a while since I composed something new with all this learning curve with the tech cameras and whatnot. Trying to learn YouTube content creator stuff. I kind of lost my focus. You know what I want to do is I'm a retired construction worker, and I want to focus on music. That's my roots. That's what I went to college for. I want to do this till I die, and hopefully that's going to be for a long time yet. Okay, so yesterday I was working on next set of pieces that I'm hoping to get started on, and one of these is I'm just calling it a nocturne. Yes, we want to use the VSL, so we're going to let this go ahead and load up, and can remind me about that later. Let's unmute Pro Tools. All right, so we got the piano. We can just minimize that for now. And this is kind of where I left off yesterday. Well, there's a few things about all of this. You know, I thought, oh, I should just start from scratch and show it. It never works out that way. And I'm kind of learning as I go too, so bear with me. Yeah, we started here at this double bar line. And basically we got a page worth of music done. We're just reviewing. Alright, let's stop it there. I'm not real happy with this little section here. This sounds okay, but it's not what it's written. It's playing more notes. It's showing these as clusters. Let me just play it from here. Yeah, so I want to just see if I can rewrite this or re-notate this. I'm just highlighting those bars. I'm going to go to Re-notate, Performance, and I'm going to try, I don't know if it'll let me this time, but I'm going to see if I can do it to the 32nd note if it goes to. So by quantizing this to the 32nd note, it didn't help it. These notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These should be 8. Where the hell am I at? Should be a 16th note. Okay, there. That's what we wanted the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we go here, 5, and it's rest of it should be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that should be a triplet then to that. So it should be okay. We're gonna make this a triplet. Okay. And then I want to switch this around. I want the 2 to be first, so it sounds like it's getting faster. So the other way to do this would be to run a retrograde on that part of the complex rhythm. But I found that Sibelius has some bugs that will either crash the computer or it just won't do the operation. So first thing I think we need to do is I have to eliminate the tuplet. Let me zero in. Will it even let me? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is set this to a 16th note, and now I wanted them over here. Okay, now on this one is where we're going to create the 5. So now this we want to be a dotted quarter, and that should be tied over to a 16th. So, and that should change once I tie it. No, it didn't. Okay, so we're looking to do that. Okay, so we have the rest there. We're going to leave that rest there. We want this to be a dotted quarter. And again, we're going to... Now that should go away, right, once I tie it over. Then we want this rest here. This one can hang. One of these, yeah, this rhythm here is wrong. It should be 3 plus 3. How do we do that? Beam groups. Let me see. Reset, beam. Yeah, let's see if it lets me. I have them set 3 plus 3 on the 8th notes. 16s, it should be 6 plus 6. So, but it didn't do it. So we have to do it manually. Let me hear it. Da-da. Make this a triplet. And like that. This doesn't look right either. 16, so this should just be a dotted 8th. It's 8th dotted. But again, we're trying to keep this. And sometimes I like rhythms going across the beat line. So what I'm trying to explain is if I'm in key signature is 6/8. It's kind of arbitrary because this is a very eclectic kind of piece. But it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So groups of 3/8 and 3/8. And that's how, or 6/16, 6/16. And it should stay that way. it should be consistent. So when we're looking at this, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's one group, and then you have a dotted quarter, that's the second group. Same thing with this, although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this should just be a 16th tied over to a quarter. So let's fix this. Here's a case in point. We're going to change this to just a 16th note. That's the first group. Now the second group should just be a dotted quarter. And that should be tied. That's what it should look like. Move this bar line out of the way. Now it's correct. This obviously should just be a dotted quarter. That's the same thing. So Sibelius is a good program. Don't get me wrong. I love using it. It's just sometimes you have to go in and manually edit those kinds of things. Getting back, here's another one of them. That when you hear it played, it's playing it, it's separated. Why? Because if I go over here to note input, or where is it at? Play. I have it set to live playback. That's playing it the way I played it on the keyboard. If I take it off, it's going to play it the way the clusters and everything else are on the page. Please select the passage. Okay. Play this passage here. Take that off. Okay. And let's just... And it played it as a cluster. Did you hear it? Let me try it again. Let's just listen to the right hand. And I kind of like that, to be honest with you, but that's not what I played. If I click on live playback, now it should play exactly how I played it. P. It sounded the same, but I didn't hear the cluster that time. That's what I want. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why don't we just make this all 16ths. Starting here, I got it set to 16ths, and we'll just go. Okay. And then starting here, we'll carry that, and then change that to a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, well, that should just be... I'm dumb. All right. Like I said, it's been so long since I just sat and used this program. All right, what else am I trying to fix? I just saw a bunch of stuff. Like, here's more stuff here. Like, this should just be written as an 8th note, you know. And I'm using the keypad here, and it's also reflecting here. I could use the mouse and you know, change this to an 8th note by clicking the 8th note, and it changed it to an 8th note. You know, or I could just come here and hit 2. I'm sorry, that's a 16th. Hit 3, and it changed it to. Let's hear what that sounds like. It's this bar. Okay, so I want this note to hold, so we're going to make that a dotted quarter, and we could tie it over. Hit the enter to give it the tie. This should just be tied. 1, 2, 3. That should just be an 8th dotted 8th note. I want to get off of this, but this could be a quarter rest. It doesn't have to be a... stuff's on top of each other over here too. Let's just see if I can, yeah, see, this could just be a dotted eighth. Sometimes if you just grab the note and slide it with the mouse, it moves the whole group out of the way, and you can manually go in and move some things around to clean it. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself with composition. I like to do this in steps where you go in and create, then you go back and edit, just like an author would do. First they write, then they edit. So, you know, just get the words on the page, so to speak. It should just be 2 dotted eighths, you know, eighth dotted, and this should be an eighth dotted. It just looks cleaner, and it's showing this 2 against 3. Just reset this whole line. See, I knew it was going to do that. At some point, I knew it would start doing that. Let's see what that does. Yeah, see, it's starting to move bars around because there's just not enough room. You know, I could do the whole piece, but I'm trying to discipline myself for the sake of this video and just stay on a page. I get hard now. I'm like, something don't look right here. You got 1, 2, 3. This could just be a dotted eighth. Here's another. This could just be an eighth. This could be an eighth. I want to keep these separate and show them ties so that I maintain this group and this group, the first half of the measure and the second half of the measure. So here's one here that could be a dotted eighth. And this obviously should just be a dotted eighth. Here's another one dotted eighth. And it's not going to really change anything. I got to fix that, but I just want to see what I'm dealing with here. Yeah, so this would be a dotted eighth. Why did that do that? Let me see. This should be an eighth. Yeah, going across the bar line or going here, I want to tie them to maintain that. But there are occasions where I'll want it, if not even for just aesthetic, the way it looks, to have a beam cross a bar line. It's mostly just to keep those groups of notes attached to that idea. So that when it's played, it makes more sense. Because at some point, you commit this to memory. Well, I don't know if you commit my pieces to memory, but I know when I learn a piece, at some point, that's what I do. Once I get the notes off the page, as I'll say, then you're just looking at the piece on the as patterns and as what you're already hearing, and you'll shape the piece, you know, closer to, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I don't know, if you're a composer, maybe you understand what I'm trying to get at. It's the reason why you would group across a bar line, or you would beam groups in odd groupings, is to maintain how, you know, it's just a way, an indicator pointing how you want that to be played. It's just that simple. All right, so we talked about, you know, changing this versus leaving it, and I'm going to leave it because it makes more sense here. You know, and then again, little stuff like that bothers me. I like, at some point, like even here, if you grab the beams and then slide them up, you can get them out of the way so that this stuff fits. And a lot of times too, what I'll do is I'll do a Command A and highlight everything, and then come over normal. So you can start to change the size to get it to feel right. And I just leave it at the defaults because I don't want to fight the program. And once I get all my notes in and I get it flowing, then I'll go back and I'll look and I'll see where the thing ends. Am I ending on an oddball number of pages? I'll try to work the systems, work the number of systems per page, the size of the notes so that it looks right on. I mean, you don't want to be squinting. You want them large enough so that if you're sitting at a keyboard or if you're sitting at your chair and you're playing the thing, you want to be able to read it. So you want to be kind to your musicians. Somehow this got really strange because of all this. And I don't like to but I don't have a whole lot of choice. What happens? What would this look like if I just tried to make those a system? See, that looks better. And again, we have 1, 2, 3. And then this one's a long one, so I'll leave that as 2 bars. Okay. That looks a little better. This should just be an 8th note. This should be an 8th note. Like I said, there's so much you can do. Like all of these other pages need to be fixed as well. But again, I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. Right now, I'm just trying to get the ideas down. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I'd like something else to happen here. So when we do this, I'm thinking it might be nice to have that echo at the octave. Okay, so let's just step those in, is the easiest way. That's not what I wanted. So it's da. And that could be an 8th note. And then this one is so this would be starting here, change it to a 16th note, and okay, and then change that last note to an 8th note. Now let's see what it sounds like from here. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's set this up. And the same thing here. Okay, starting here. And if I just descend in this augmented I started on the wrong. There we go. All right, let's see what that sounds like. How about if this echoed? Da 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 da. Da da da. It's just an E7 chord. All right, well, No. I like it. But see, this is just a run, and it's showing it as clusters. I got to try to write that the way I played it, because it's not writing it the way I played it. It's playing it the way I played it, but it's not notating it the way I played it. And I kind of like that. I love how this whole progression is shaping now. It's all right. Let me just listen. So it definitely starts here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. So we want these to be. So how can I get 6 notes into here, making them 64th notes instead of 16th or 32nd notes? Okay, easy enough. Is it going from lowest to highest? Let's listen. Almost. It's like these 4 are separated and that was just one, but I'm going to make them all separate. And we're going to make them as 64th notes. I'm sorry, 32nd notes. So let me learn it. C, D, E, F. Now, is that playable? Like that. And I think we're going to tie it over to that. So okay. And then here. And then tie it. Let's listen to that. You know, I think rhythmically it's one less. Yeah. It's this. Why don't we just do that? So we'll keep that one there. Let's delete this one. And then put that one there. And make that part of the line. Like, there's no rules for this stuff. I'm going by what just sounds good. What I like. Because what sounds good might not, what I like might not sound good. All right, you know what I mean. Let's see. I like it, but this, it sounds like there's mistakes. So I'm going to make these intervals. So instead of F and G here, we can do. No. this should just be a triplet to maintain the speed coming out of that. I like to tie that. Yeah, that would create a kind of like a cross rhythm. Copy that, put it here, change it to a quarter note. Copy this, put it here, change it to a quarter note. Now tie this and tie that across the bar line. Go back to the beginning of this double bar line and work it. Would sound really cool right there. So it would require a little work. We just add a bar. Let's just try it as an experiment. And then maybe we'll just take this rhythm, copy it to here, and then just take these down. Change it. So again, I'm not sure what this is going to sound like. Yeah, it should be da, da. Okay, now let's tie it. That's what I was trying to do. You know, let's just go back to here and listen. This cluster. I don't like the cluster. I don't like the C natural. Delete. I like that. Alright, we're getting somewhere, but this is kind of how I like to work and just shape it. One more time from the double bar line, then we're going to close this thing up. Let's see. Well, there was something else. Okay, so it's too predictable there. So, and I like that it's going up and it's building in intensity. But I noticed this yesterday and I wanted to address it. If we were to just take this part right here and retrograde the pitches only, so it builds up and it comes back down. Although this repeat note, I'm not so sure how that would work. I think it might be better. Let's listen. I almost want this to be a 16th. No? That. See what that sounds like. Yeah, and this should continue as well. This rhythm here is bothering me. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be a 16th. And then it should be tied to that. Try it again. Well, I don't know where the hell it's going. It's going somewhere. I like this piece. I like the direction it's going. I like what it's doing. I just don't know where it's going to fit into the overall piece. And it's not, these are not rocket science decisions here. I'm just going by what I think I like and what I think sounds good. This is how I like to compose. But yeah, I'm kind of satisfied with where this is going. I guess this is a good jump off point for now. I don't know how beneficial this was for you. I hope it was. If it is, and if you don't like it, and if it angers you, tell me. Tell me why. I like feedback. I feel like I'm out in this YouTube land. I would really like to get some feedback on what you guys think, if you even made it this far, or maybe share some of your ideas of how you would compose a piece like this. And this is what I like to do. So till the next time, thanks. See you later.